Just call them out. What are they?
Anxiety about we have really inclement weather patterns in Malibu. So I'd say a lot of climate anxiety. Is California gonna be inhabitable within 50 years? Is it ethical for me to bring a child into the world knowing that our climate is changing so drastically?
My problem regarding mental health on campus is if there's enough counselors on campus or not being able to be with a counselor that makes them feel seen. I think since COVID, a lot of people have become socially awkward or just nervous around people. A lot of students go to class and then go straight home, and if they can't go home, they'll just wait in their cars. They're not used to seeking help.
And that's something that we don't really talk about in the Latina community. We're a little bit afraid of using words like suicide or self-harm.
The Latina suicide epidemic, it's an epidemic because it's happening literally everywhere across the country, except no one really seems to be talking about it.
We get students in the journalism major who are so service-focused and service-minded. This is a new generation with a different understanding and experience around trauma.
So we ask students, how does climate anxiety manifest for you? Do you experience it? What does it feel like? And there's a lot of expression of not feeling heard in their concerns, which makes the anxiety worse. There's a level of comfort to know that you're not alone in your feelings. Finding a community that validates your anxiety and your concerns and is searching for ways to help you ease them is already in itself easing the anxiety.
The students we have in our media department, when I think of them, I think they're big hearts. These are students who care about other students, they care about other people, they care about community. They're the people that you want on the front lines asking questions and telling the stories and coming to conclusions.
We all go through struggles that we don't choose to talk about. So when we applied for Fresno State's application, we wanted to specifically highlight those challenges that some students face with mental health, the effects of COVID, and just accessibility on campus. So a few of us have reported on resources the health center offers and some experiences students have had with the health center. Specifically student troubles or issues with the counseling center or how often they can see their counselor and the time it takes to find a good counselor, somebody you're comfortable with.
I've been reporting on the Latina suicide epidemic. We're seeing young Latinas from the ages of 10 to late teens contemplating suicidal ideation and really taking it quite seriously. I was one of those 12, 13-year-old girls that was struggling with her mental health and felt like she had no one to turn to. I was fortunate enough to have an adult that I felt comfortable enough to reach out to, but it was definitely not as impactful as it would have been if another Latina had said to me, I've been in your same place, or I've been in a situation that's very similar. Let me guide you and let me help you see solutions through this.
I think solutions journalism says it best. It's hope with teeth. I think it can give young people this reinvigorated, refreshed way of approaching really heavy topics. But to be able to do it from a solutions lens gives them a way to not just sit in the problem, but to move forward.
Solutions journalism definitely has afforded me the privilege of being a member of my community that can then connect with other members of my community that have the answers, that have the experiences, and being able to effectively get them across.
Solutions journalism is a really powerful tool to connect with the community around you. Often, I think the news cycle can get very negative, and I think having the positivity of solutions journalism be kind of like this beacon of hope, I think it can bring back trust.
I think it was a triumph. It was a breakthrough between our newsroom and the counseling center. And when it came out, the health center had a bunch of newspapers and were passing them out, I think the takeaway from solutions journalism is humanizing the people you're trying to talk to. It'll actually build more of a bond and a connection between the collegian's newsroom, between the counseling center, and maybe even the admin to recognize that, we're mending the campus with these types of stories by shedding light, like, hey, this is a problem and we're not hating you for it, we can do better.